Hello, I am Anuotos, but before I begin, let me just say a few words. Okay. You may have noticed that my RSMC pack video for Tuesday was missing, and there's a reason for that. It's because my video editor did not like it. This does happen occasionally. I use Windows, the one that comes prepackaged with Windows Movie Maker, and occasionally it doesn't like certain files, and one might say, well, make the files shorter, do this, do that with the files, and it it doesn't actually make a difference what I do with the files, because it seems to be pick and choose. For example, I can have a video of, let's say, 0 AD. One of them, this maybe 40-minute video will work, and maybe a 20-minute video will not work, even though the files are almost exactly the same. So instead of doing that, I could use a different video editor that I don't have a license for, in which case I would have to, which wouldn't actually be legal for me to publish that, or I just have to upload the raw footage. But since I use a different recording device for this Civilization Free video, if it does appear on time, I'm just telling you what happened with the other videos. So since this video has a smaller file size, it should be out on time. Some of my other videos may not be out on time. So expect the other videos to be coming out at some point. Don't worry, they exist. They're just not out yet. If you have any suggestions or any help that you can give, please do so. So, okay, let's actually get right into the game. We're playing Civilization 3, and we just went to war with the Zulu. And they've got these two horsemen here, these friendly guys. Okay, let's see what they're doing. Okay, they had tried to attack us, but I don't think their attack went very well. So I'm actually going to use you and eliminate this guy. Oh, okay, very good. Very good. So let's change production here, and we can go for a cathedral. Always good to get that culture up, even though it does mess with our economy a little bit. Only a little bit, though. Could be worse. Could be much worse, in fact, but I guess this is just how it is. Okay. So I'm going to actually send these armies into the town to recuperate. Except for you. I'm going to... Let's actually find out what Japan is happening. No, what Japan is doing. Okay, Japan. Give us your intelligence. Alright, go boil your head. Well, why don't I boil your head then? Thank you very much. Okay. Japan is going to get wrecked now. Oh, who's this? Oh, that's India. Am I still at war with India? No, I don't think I am. Oh, I am at war with India. India. Okay. Well, I could have attacked Japan, but seeing as India is right here, let me just attack India. There you go. And retreat to here. And you are here for a reason, so I'm going to let you stay there. And good. It's good to move the cavalry up. And I think that's all we can do this turn. Okay, here we go. Here comes the enemy counterattack. Excellency, our wise men have learned the secrets of physics! Sacre bleu, physics. No. What was I going for again? Okay, magnetism, that's fine. We can go for magnetism. Okay, we've got a bank, so that's caused us to break even now. But let's go for some cultural buildings at Ball. Coastal fortress, always pleasant. Cavalry now. Their celebration has ended. How unfortunate. But nonetheless, it will soon... Well, let's see. What is... Okay, harbor is actually cheaper than that, so let's get a harbor there. Actually, maybe I should have gotten an aqueduct, now that I think about it. Izumo has produced barracks. They're not going to grow much. Let's get a harbor up. Okay. So those are some horsemen. And what I could do is... Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to attack them. Because I have such great stats for attacking. But I'm also going to retreat into the town. And load you into this one. Yeah, this one sounds good. I think this is the one that has the cavalry already in it. Let's move up a little bit. See if we encounter that enemy fleet. Assuming they have one. I don't know if they can cross the ocean. They probably can, but I'm not too worried about it since I have got some soldiers around here. Of course, these aren't the best soldiers. Should probably at least garrison a good soldier here. I mean, I've got a rider up here, and that's basically the best thing. I've got a couple of riders on the mainland. Okay. Oh, there it goes. There's the army. Good. Very good. Okay, Bastet has produced a harbor. Well, why don't we move on with coastal fortress, just in case we get attacked. And is there anywhere I should be building? Perhaps across here, in case I need to reinforce in that direction for some reason. Well, no. Let's actually automate you. Don't see any reason to do anything interesting here. Alright. Send you across on the caravel. And now let's deal with these guys that are coming out. Okay, so we've got an elite rider here. Okay, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to grab these armies. Okay, so this is the full army. This is the army that has those guys in it. So I'm going to grab the elite rider. Well, no, I'm not going to put him in the army. I'm actually going to attack with him. And then I'm going to pick up the full army and attack some of these guys. So let's kill 2 of them. Just so that they can't really counterattack. And fortify you. Send you back in. Because I'm not actually going to put anybody inside an army at the moment. And next turn. New York has produced a cathedral. That's amazing. And hopefully it will be producing some interesting military units. Great, we've got a bank here. Let's also build a cathedral there. Some nice cavalry. Marketplace, hopefully that will get us a little bit of wealth. Because we all like wealth. I mean, let's be honest, who doesn't? Who does not like wealth? Name that traitor to me. Which traitor here does not like wealth. I'm joking. If you don't like wealth, fine by me. Okay, so you're on full. So what I'm going to do is, of course, I'm going to attack like that, and do it again, and then fortify you. So that way, these guys are just depleting their army, attacking me. I don't know if they can even produce units fast enough to deal with all this, but that is something that we'll have to find out, I suppose. Let's take a look. Okay, nothing interesting on their coast. Nothing big happening there. Japan is attacking us, but let's be honest, they're not going to do anything. They're low energy Japan. U has produced a marketplace, and they are sure. That's fine. If you need an aqueduct, build an aqueduct, by all means. I usually try to space in a military unit, but aqueducts are good. The Colossus. Well, isn't that the oldest wonder there is? The Colossus. Well, one of the oldest, that is. Don't see any enemy navy. No enemy naval activity. Clear seas, I suppose. Come on, caravel. Oh, the caravel isn't actually unloading. There you go. Now skip. Have to make sure that you are active every turn. And we are in the positive on gold. That is great to see. Okay, I'm going to wait one more turn before I pull out a massive offensive. Sokar has produced a coastal fortress, and now we're going to produce a coliseum. Courthouse, that's always good to have. Let's get some cavalry up in there. And let us send you all the way up to Kyoto. And from there we'll decide which direction you'll go. Oh, and this is a good idea. There. Send another guy out. And then skip your turn. Let's see, is there anything at Swazi? I don't think there's a coastal fortress, because otherwise they would have fired. Get that caravel. So it seems that they are certainly inferior technologically. And we have the military advantage. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to send most of these guys ahead, except for the elite. I'll actually let him stay here. Well, no, I'll let this army stay here. And the elite. But I'll send everybody else ahead. So you, with the female changeling, you get to go in and attack. And we're going right to their gates. That could be painful. But not too painful. Haha. Because if we get the drop on them, then they can't do anything to us. And send you in as well. And also, if I take out this city, then they don't have the movement advantage in this tile, which means that they won't be able to send in their troops. They'll only be able to send in their cavalry, which currently seems to be the basic horseman, which is just one tier above the early chariot, which means that they don't really have iron as a strategic resource, I believe. At least they're not getting it in a trade. I don't see anything that would indicate that they would be getting any of that. Kyoto has civil disorder. You know what that means? That means I have to take another round at the good old good old making people happy. There we go. Oh my goodness, Kyoto. How could this be? And they're still unhappy. Guess you'll just have to drop one production then. Not production this game. This game is shields. That's right. Oh, it was actually okay this way. Okay. And you don't need to have a boat. We're not funding that. This one. Dropping that one. And we're dropping this one. But not that one. That one's fine to stay. And this isn't actually hurting us. So that's good. Wait a second. Is 3 really necessary? No, it's not. 2 is, though. Okay. Seems like everything is going all right everywhere else, except for Imhotep. Shortage. Sounds like there's going to be some starvation. And you know what? They brought it on themselves. It's just what happens when, my goodness. Pelops. Why is it so bad in Pelops? What is so bad about this place? The corruption isn't too bad. The production isn't too bad. It's just that people are so unhappy. Nirti, Tamwin, Nagasaki, Morgan, Hyderabad, Moloch. Bested. Drop that. Okay, now we're scrolling back through. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to get a universe. No, we're going to get a coastal fortress. This town is way in the open, and we don't want that. I certainly don't. Now, some of you might, and I'd have to say that I heavily disagree with you. I certainly believe that doing that is not the best of ideas, and not even a good idea, to say the least. So you're just going to wait. And the infantry has arrived. Let's see, who's top tier here? 19 out of 20, yeah. That sounds good. And let's get that governor up. They're actually not too unhappy. But you know what this means? This means we destroy Japan. I don't know what else. Well, I guess I'll have to deal with the consequences of that later. And he just disappeared. I wanted to capture him. I really wanted to capture him. But I guess this is how the dice rolls. Just send everyone there to fortify. And you can wait, and you can move down to there. And let's fortify you as well as that. Okay, good. So now we've got 3 whole armies in Nara, and we're going to send them out first to the south, simply because that is the fastest way to go here. I mean, of course I could send, well, maybe I can send one to Ibabanago and the rest to Intombe and Tugela, and then we can move up to Umtata, which looks like some precarious terrain here. But at least everything is connected by roads, so that ought to bring us a lot of help. Let's actually take a look at India. India. My goodness, India. Not helpful today. Oh, wrong button. There we go. And let's see. Okay, order has been restored. Very good. Barracks have been built in Osaka. Well, let's build a harbor. Anubis has produced a library. Well, then they can produce us... Not a courthouse. My goodness, we don't need another courthouse. We need a musket man. But maybe by the time he gets to whatever destination I choose to send him to, he will be obsolete, because by then we may even have riflemen, depending on how our tech goes. Harbor, sure. You want an aqueduct? Have an aqueduct. I don't care. Well, actually, I do care. Aqueducts are good. They allow a greater amount of population in this game, making them very important, because having lots of population is a very big deal. Okay, you can go back. And you can go down. Alright, so I'm going to... Should I load him up and then wait next turn to send another guy in and then move the army? You know what? Let's do it. Full army. Full cavalry army. That ought to be... Man, that's going to be very tough to beat for the enemies. I do not envy them. Not at all. But at least all our towns are connected, so that's good. And let's go one more turn. Magnetism. What does magnetism allow us to do? It allows us to get all these different things. And we can't have a man of war, but we can have privateers. I could have so many privateers. Just raid everything. But I don't think that's a good idea. Galleons. I don't really need galleons. I'm not moving that many troops. But frigates, my goodness, frigates are amazing, I suppose. They're the best thing we have for the time. I don't like the bombard in Civ 3. It rarely does any damage, and even if it does, if you're shooting at a city, it'll destroy the improvements. But of course, I suppose the improvements are destroyed anyway when you conquer it. But it just doesn't seem like a good idea to me. Navigation. Oh yeah, we have to take this part of a tech tree. Do we have anything? No, we don't have anything over here that we still need to deal with. Okay. So which one is 4 turns? I guess all of these are 4 turns. No, that Fury of Gravity 7 turns. So I'll go for navigation since it actually does something. Then maybe printing press and music theory. Oh, we don't actually have a printing press nowadays. We've got all our big ships, but we're still writing everything by hand. Okay, Philadelphia has produced a coastal fortress. And now they will be producing a cavalryman. Nagasaki has produced some barracks. Very good, Nagasaki. Very good. Let's see. Granary. Yeah, let's get a granary up in Nagasaki. I'm still not really at the point where I can really produce anything. I think the only place where I'll end up being able to produce anything will be Argos. But that's still 10 turns away. Everywhere else, I'm busy building granaries, aqueducts, harbors, such infrastructure things. But in Argos, we're building a temple. Okay. And sure, build an aqueduct. That's good. That is very good. Boston needs an aqueduct. My goodness. Boston has been around for so many years. It's one of the oldest cities, and it still doesn't have an aqueduct. That's terrible, and it's entirely my fault. Entirely my fault. Okay. This means we can move up our big army. And can we move you there? Yeah, we can. Now let's actually see where we can move some of these other armies. So you, how far can we move you? Okay, we can't actually move these guys very far because they get stopped by enemy country regardless of terrain. So maybe I'll send 2 of you guys here so that then you can choose whether to attack Intombe or Tugela. And then I'll send the cavalryman toward Ibanago, and you can take care of that. Well, no, I'll actually send the cavalry down here and send one of the older units to the other area. I'll send this partial army here, and the really big one, the maxed one, I'll send them over here because they can handle themselves. And you have to maintain a garrison there. Meanwhile, we can actually send a rider across to Nara. Let's send him across. We'll have him join the other army. Oh, you can actually still move. Fortify. Nothing like some good fortification, eh? But this guy still has better defense, I suppose. Yeah, he's got 3 defense, I think. Doesn't the other guy also have 3 defense? Yeah, he does. Oh well. I guess these cavalrymen still are weak to longbows, despite the fact that we are in these different times. Anyway, I think that's enough for now. So if you have any advice on my video issues, please do comment. Or if you have anything to comment at all, do comment. Please take a look at some of the links in the description if you'd like. And thank you all for watching, and I will be seeing you all next time. And Awiltos, over and out.